there was one time when we worked at Burr Watson. Um, I think it was like some type of like, it looked like a Corvette. I don't remember. Like I would always drive the cars in, but never it was manual. We would have somebody else get it. And well, I would because I didn't know how to drive manual. So this time a Corvette and shit was clean. I think it was a Corvette. I don't remember. It was those small cars to the ground. Yeah. Yeah, the shit was hella clean. And I was like, let me hop in this bitch. How hard can it be? But that's way I didn't have no idea. I was like, let me just see. Let me just see if I can do it. And I tried to, and then I didn't know. And then I was like, oh no, I shouldn't risk it. So then I just turned it off. But it's interesting to learn how to drive that. I feel like you have to learn how to drive that. It seems like if you don't know how to drive stick shift, like it's less of a manly thing, huh?
It seems like, yeah, it seems less manly. Because every man knows how to drive stick.
It seems like I picture people in my head, oh, like you got an automatic.
Little boy.
Yeah. It just seems like you have to know how to drive stick shift. And because we ride motorcycles, how hard can it be? I don't think it's that hard.
Well, man, I just think it depends on what car. I think I think depending on what type of car it is, it can be a little bit harder. But I like my first ever time, like I same thing as you, because I used to, when I worked at the Ford dealer, I used to clean cars, and I remember there was a delivery for a Ford Fiesta, which was a little tiny little girl car, and it was a stick shift, and I remember I told one of the dudes there he could pull it in for me because I didn't know how to drive stick. And he's like, just drive it. Who cares? He's like, how are you going to learn if you never do it? And I'm like, okay. So I installed on me like, I don't know, like 4 times or whatever, but I got it into the building. And then I cleaned it. And then I was like, I need gas. You're supposed to fill them up, fill the cars up. So then I got a ticket, like a little tag. And then I went to go fill it up. And I fucked that thing up.
How?
Because if you ride the clutch, like you're not supposed to ride the clutch. Like you're supposed to put the clutch in, right? Shift it, let go of the clutch, gas, right? And then only hit the clutch when you wanted to shift.
You kept your leg on the clutch?
I kept my leg on the clutch the whole way to the gas station and the whole way back. So when I got back, it was smoking.
Oh, shit.
It was smoking and it was hella stinky.
And nobody said nothing?
And I was like, when I got back, I was like, hey, I think I fucked this up because it fucking stinks. And the dude's like, what'd you do? And I was like, I don't know. I just kept my foot on the clutch so it wouldn't stall on me. That way it never stalls on me. And he's like, you're not supposed to do that. You're going to burn that bitch up. And I'm like, oh shit. Well, I didn't know until then. Who knows what happened? Like I just sprayed water on the engine, like just to try to see if I can get rid of some of the odor. Turned the fucking thing on full blast, the AC. And then just shipped it.
Nobody ever said nothing?
No.
Oh. I remember like, cause I never had crashed the car. Ever. I got lucky. Like I have done small shit. Like, I remember when I was younger, I backed up into a tree. Very but slight bump. But other than that, I've never got into like an accident or nothing like that. I've been lucky. And at Burt Watson, this was probably years ago. And I was in the truck, and I remember at that time, the truck we had had a ball on the back. And for some reason, I put it in reverse. And like there was a bunch of cars parked. There was cars behind me. And when I hit it in reverse, I hit it. I hit the back car that I had. The car behind me, I hit it. And I couldn't believe I hit that shit. Like I was like, in my mind, like I couldn't believe what the heck just happened. And then I hit it and I was trying to see if I did any damage because I didn't hit it super hard, but I hit it with enough force that I'm like, I dented it for sure. And then I looked and I couldn't see anything. And then I looked around and I'm like, let me just leave because I don't know. Like, I don't know. My instinct was like, let me just leave. So then I, like normal though, I didn't speed up nothing. I just pulled off like if I hit it in reverse and forward. And then when I was making the turn, I had seen somebody come out. Somebody come out and was looking. Oh, and a customer pointed at me, pointed at the car. And like, what a surprised look. And then I'm like, oh shit, they know it. They're going to know it's me that I hit the car. And I left. I remember it was my lunchtime. I left and I went to Taco Bell, I think. And then I went and I parked in a parking lot to think. And I remember I was thinking, and I was like, how the fuck can I hit the car? And I was like, it's gonna be a big ass fucking talk with whoever's car it is, and I don't know. I don't want to deal with this shit. And I'm like, I sat there probably for a couple of minutes, and then I was like, I might as well just go deal with it. Like, why am I gonna just try to hide from it? Like, nah, I hit it, and fuck it, I hit it. And if somebody asks me if I hit it, I'm gonna tell them I hit it. And I'm like, fuck it, because I'd rather deal with it and get it over with. So I went back and I parked in the same spot where I was at. And I was just waiting because I'm like, somebody's gonna say something to me. Nobody came. And throughout the breaks, I'm like, I just started eating. And I didn't want to get out the car and look to see if there was damage because then it would make it obvious. So then I just sat there, ate my food, and like before my break time was over, somebody came outside and it was one of the salesmen. And he looked at the car and he just looked at it for a bit and then he went back inside. And then I remember at the end of the day, I told you, hey, I hit a car. And you're like, what the heck? And as we walked to our car, we looked at that car that I hit. And I remember you telling me whose car that was. And I didn't see no damage. So I got lucky.
Yeah.
But for sure they knew. And I was surprised that nobody said nothing. How come that dude that he had a known? Maybe just because he went outside and he seen there was no damage. So he's like, oh, maybe he just tapped. I don't know. But even if you just tap somebody's car, they get pissed.
Yeah, they get pissed, but they probably didn't know whether or not
I hit it.
You were like an employee. Because you could have just been parked as like a customer, just parked. Because that was just a parking place. Everybody parked there.
But don't you think they knew our truck? Because once I seen that girl point at me, I'm like, oh, it's over. Like, and then I was hella in shock and like, I'm hella dumb. Like, how the hell am I going to hit a car? And then nothing happened. And I remember like, I think you told me like, just be more careful next time. And then like a week later passed. I think it was like a week. And then I hit another car and it was at the dealership again. But it was very light. And I don't know why. I don't know. It has to be something like it was an off day for me. Because I never hit cars.
I remember you had told me you were driving one of the dealership cars.
Yeah.
Trying to get it out of the parking.
Yeah, because it was
parked.
Yeah, it was in between two other cars.
Yeah.
And for some reason I put it in reverse and like didn't like think to look back. Like I don't know what the heck I was thinking. And then I just hit it in reverse and I hit it. Boom. And then I remember I hit it and I was like, damn, again? And I'm like, for sure. So I got out and I looked at the car and it was fine. And I'm like, oh, well, again, let's see if nobody said something. And then nobody said nothing.
I thought you had hit it and put it in drive and hit the front again. Boom.
No. I had put it in reverse. And then as I was backing up to get out. I hit that car behind me. And I was like, damn. But I just got lucky, I guess. But even since then, I haven't gotten no accident. I've gotten close. When we were at a festival here in Freeland, the festival they had, I was driving and there was a bunch of cars and there was a red light. It went green and everybody started going, right? You know how when there's so many cars piled up, people will take yellows and damn near reds. So they were taking it, whatever. And then there was a car in front of me that didn't make it. So he stopped. It was a red light. He stopped. And I was behind him. Oh, no, that's actually not true. He was trying to take off. Like it was still yellow. He was taking off. So as he was taking off, I was going to go forward. So I can get that spot in front. And when he took off, I took off and then he hit the brake. He hit the brake hard and I hit the brake hella hard. So we went forward and I was like, but like a lot of times when I'm driving and I'm at the red light, I like look at my environment. So I'm like looking around and yeah, I'll like ease off the brake very slightly so it rolls slightly if I see a car is moving. But like sometimes I'll be looking over here or whatever. So when he took off, it was like he was going. And then he hit the brake hella hard on me. And I didn't know. My mom told me, hey. And then my mom was like, that dude hit he tried to brake check you. because he hit that shit hella hard. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I didn't really I wasn't paying attention. I was like, damn, I gotta pay attention because there is people who do that shit on purpose to get claims.
It's not. It's you just gotta be aware. I never like riding nobody's ass though. Either. And I never like going hella fast. Unless it's like no cars on the road. Then I'll be smashing. Like when I go get Burger King, smashing. And you time the light perfectly. So you don't hit the brakes or nothing. You time it perfectly. Turn green.
Man, what's the fastest you ever went on a car?
100.
Me was 100 too. When did you hit 100?
In the van. In one of our vans a long time ago.
I hit 100 in a minivan too.
Just because I remember when we were coming home from Carroll one time, that you know how when people were like out in the country, you're going too slow, they just fucking pass you up.
Yeah.
We had a Reliable, the Cavalier, the blue one. And I remember I was driving doing like probably 60 and the dude came behind me and then he hella fast tried to pass me up and I put it to the floor and it didn't do shit.
The van?
No, the Reliable.
Reliable, yeah.
It didn't do shit. Nothing. Didn't move. Didn't go. It took like a 3-second delay.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and it started smoking.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh shit, no, I shouldn't do this. So I didn't push it. I didn't push it that far as I should have. I just never like going fast. Even on the bike, I never like going fast. It just seemed like you're asking for trouble. Even in the wintertime too. Like, you know how people fuck off in the parking lots and shit?
Yeah.
And that's tight if it's like open, but it just on the road. I remember I used to drive with people that would get on the freeway. Like, yeah, you know how there's like a lot of times when you get on the freeway, there's a lot of curves.
Yeah.
Well, I used to go to Delta, and we would carpool sometimes, like to like lunch or whatever. To be a bunch of us in the car when we go get lunch. And I remember one time we went hella far to get food for some reason or whatever. We used to fuck off a lot. And when the dude that forgot how old he is, but I remember when we got on the freeway, it was all icy. And he would hit that Tokyo Drift style coming in.
On purpose?
Yeah, on purpose. And I'm like, bro, you're not scared? Like, he's fucking sideways getting on, like, and then she would and it'll eventually correct itself. And I'm like, you're not scared? How the fuck you not scared? And he's like, well, worst case scenario, we crash. And I'm like, I was never confident.
People will risk it, huh? You see a lot of people smashing through the freeway. You seen that? Videos of them smashing and swerving through them and shit. And I think it's like a high they get from speeding hella fast in between lanes and like squeezing in between cars. And I'm like, that's how you die. That's how a lot of people die.
I seen a video of a guy that was running from the police, and he was on the freeway, and his tire blew, so he started like he losing control, and then he like pulls off to the side, and you know how the cops have their sirens on, so the people were pulling over. This dude hopped out the car and was trying to steal another person's car. And the lady or whoever was in there had the window down a little bit. So the guy put his hand through there, trying to unlock the door. And whoever was in there took off, started doing like 20, 25. And the dude was holding on to the door as like they were trying to drive away. And then they finally came to a stop, probably like 20 seconds after whoever he was trying to hijack stopped. It was like probably 20 seconds. And then the cop ran into him, like on purpose, with his car.
That crushed him?
He hit him, like, cause he was like on the side of the driver's side, like, cause he was from the people trying to take off. And then he still had his hand in there, and the cop came like on the side of the vehicle and then hit him on his back with the car. Boom. And the dude, it had to fucking fucked them up. Had to, because he hit him pretty good. And then he gets up and then it cuts. But I'm like, damn, like do you even hitting people with cars? But I mean, like you can't say anything because he's like, hey, you're doing this to yourself by running and trying to steal, and you're doing this to yourself. But it just seems brutal, huh?
Hit somebody with a car. I mean, if somebody's trying to rob your car and you run them over, you're still gonna go to jail for murder?
As the driver, like the one as like the defendant or whatever, or what do you mean?
As the victim, right? Say two people hop out of the cars and aim guns at you, and
then no.
You don't let them get close to you. You just take off and hit one of them, and he dies.
No.
I think you don't think so.
Well, you said they have guns. If they didn't have guns, they hopped out trying to steal your car, and you took off and you ran one of them over. I don't think so. Even then, like it depends on how close they were to you. Like if they hop out the car and immediately you gave a gas and hit one of them, then yeah they probably go for murder because like they just hopped out the car. They didn't really like were coming at you or nothing like that. But if they have guns, then yeah, then you'd be fine.
I think it'll still be something though, because you kill somebody. You don't think so?
No, because I think it was in self-defense, especially if they have guns.
I don't know if you've seen this, but have you seen that? It turns out that Ryan was supposedly positive for his fight.
Oh, I just heard that. Something like that.
Well, it's like it's popping right now.
I don't know positive or what.
It was like osmarine or some shit like that. Something that helps you lose weight, and like helps you lose fat and stuff like that. It's something like that, but it's a banned substance. But Ryan has said that it's a lie. Like they're lying on him. He's like, I recently was with Trump. He put up a post. He was with Trump, and he's like, and now they're attacking me. So he was saying this is all bullshit. And everybody is on his side. They're like, we believe him. And now, from what I hear, David Haney's dad was saying that, oh, this is fucking unfair. He's a cheater. Like, he can never see my son without, like, any drugs and shit like that, any performance-enhancing drugs, shit like that. He's like, he tried to hurt my baby, some shit like that. And I don't know. It's hella interesting with Ryan because I don't know. It just seemed like he said it seems like because what happened to all the stuff that he was saying? He just hasn't. He still says that he exposing, but like it was crazy. It was like on fire for a good minute when we were talking about it. When he was telling that he got raped and all this type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I mean, him being like hella crazy, all the ticks, and then him.
But he's not really like that no more.
I know, but him doing all that is fine. Who cares? I don't give a fuck. And then, but the whole like, he was saying like, yeah, he got raped. He said that he was saying hella crazy stuff about children, saying that he's a chosen one and he can fucking like, he was saying he can tell the future and all this shit. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. He's a little weird, but maybe he's just pretending. That was all pretend talk
for the fight.
Yeah. Because he said he was acting crazy, but like he played it pretty good.
He did play it pretty good. I think like everybody is like, it's the first time I see everybody championing him, and it's like they're for him like hella hard right now. That's why they're like, nah, there's no way. They're like that people were just trying to make it look like that. People are saying that the ref was against him. He is giving the other fighter hella time.
But if you look at the fight though, he was fucking him up. Like there's no, what? Okay, like.
But if he was taking something, right? I'm not saying he was, but if he was,
how much can it actually do though?
It's regardless, it's unfair. I mean, like I think in the UFC, taking steroids or some shit like that is like a big deal because you can hurt somebody. Right? And if you get hurt, it's like, look at Cody Garbrandt. Remember, Cody Garbrandt was fucking everybody up. He even fucked up Dominic Cruz. And in that fight with Dominic Cruz, he looked hella good. He was dodging all Dominic Cruz's shit. He was making Dominic like, for sure frustrated because he couldn't hit him. And he was making him look like he can't fuck with him. Like he's not on his level. And it was an impressing ass fight. Then he goes to fight. I don't know if he had a couple more fights, but then he fought TJ. And then TJ knocked him out. twice, right? He knocked him
Like
out
3 times, damn near.
No, I think it was twice. But then it turns out TJ tested positive, and then after that, Cody Garbrandt just went down, and then he kind of like been going up and down since then. And I'm like, okay, I'm not saying this happened, but I'm saying what if TJ, because he was taking drugs, like sure he was a good ass fighter and could have knocked him out without drugs, who knows? But if it had an impact, if those drugs had a good enough impact to where he knocked him out, that maybe he wouldn't have been able to knock him out without those drugs. And now look at his career. It affected his whole. It made his shit spiral down. That's what makes me think that like steroid users in the UFC should be banned permanently. Like permanently. If you test dirty, you're gone. Like it's not a time thing. You can come back in 3 years. Like people only fight once a year. Some people don't even fight once every 2 years. So what's a 3-year ban? It's nothing. You're giving people just time to rest and do. It doesn't make sense. Like if like that's how you do it. If you test positive, you're banned for life.
But if it's something to do with the testing thing of people, then right, there's an issue. Because it's not like the fight happened within a week, right? They had months of preparation or whatever. So if it's either the technology don't exist that they can't catch it fast enough, or they're not doing enough.
Because the same thing with Ryan. Ryan was saying, "Why they let me fight then?" And then they said that they didn't. They took that test prior to the fight, but they were aware that they wouldn't know the results until after, or some shit like that. And that doesn't make sense, huh?
But what's the point of taking it?
Yeah.
You're still gonna fight.
I think it's still to know.
Yeah, but you already fought though. Damage is already done.
Damage is already done, but you still know, and then you can make a decision based on that.
Yeah, but it seems like the whole purpose of the checking is for safety.
Yeah,
it's for safety. And you say, okay, well, you were caught with X fucking whatever. We're just gonna deduct your pay, and that's it. But homeboy's all fucked up already. But who cares about that? We're gonna deduct your pay though. Makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. And that's why when he says like, oh, this shit's rigged, I mean, a lot of people would think about like this shit, boxing is rigged. Like, especially with the Jake Paul fights. A lot of people think that shit's rigged because he'd be knocking everybody out. Now he's fighting Mike Tyson. And it's like...
When is that?
I think it's in a couple more months. I don't know. I think it's maybe late in the year. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's interesting.
It'd be tight to see Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's a scary motherfucker.
Yeah, even still, like
watching his interviews, just him sitting there and him talking to you, it seems scary.
Yeah, people compare him to Kratos because they're like, he's an old wise man who's been through some shit. He didn't beat everybody the fuck up, and people still fear him. You know.
Yeah, I know, but you could tell though. You could tell by how the way he talks.
But it's surprising though, because you know there's a lot of people who make fun of how he talks.
Oh yeah, the lisp.
He doesn't have like a full on strong.
He don't have a scary
a lot of people wouldn't say like that his life or what he's done matches his voice, but that just shows you that the voice doesn't mean shit. Voice doesn't mean shit. It's the motherfucker. Because he beat the fuck out of everybody. Even still. You know, only the people like that put up fights are people who are professional fighters. But he beating everybody the fuck up in the street.
Yeah, when he be talking and he's like back, he said the reason when he lost, he said he didn't want it no more. He remembers. And then he was talking about his kid, and he was saying that his kid wanted to be a boxer. And you can't do it. He was saying he can't do it. He said, because if you don't have the animal in you, he said you're not gonna go far. And he said that he wanted to kill the people that he used to fight, like back in his prime. He wanted to kill them.
Yeah, he would.
He said he wanted to hurt them. He said that when he knocked them out, it wasn't good enough. I was like, what the? He's like, wanted to hurt them. I wanted to make sure they never get in the ring again. And I'm like, damn, like that's some crazy shit.
He had a different like mentality for sure. And There was a video of him crying before the fights, and it was because he was afraid of what he was gonna do to the other person. And I'm like,
That's some like psycho stuff.
no, but I'm like, I feel like you have to be like that to be great, though. That's why Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson, because he gave it his all. Like, there's people who really do this shit. Like, that's all they do. They don't give a fuck about nothing else. They ain't party,
Yeah.
and they just
they're all in.
they're all in.
Yeah.
This is what the fuck I do. That's it. I don't want to kill everybody, huh? It's an interesting thing, and I just feel like the UFC is the most gangster sport I've ever seen. And it's like, I often think of like, will the UFC in thousands of years from now be looked at like gladiator shit? Like whenever they had that arena and they would make people fight each other to the death, because that's what it looks like. Like it's a sport. I'm not like, it's 100%. It's an amazing sport. But the fact is, two people are going in there to fight. The only thing is that we have a referee to not kill the other dude, right? Because who puts the stop at it as soon as the other dude's unconscious or doesn't want to fight no more or whatever. But when you see two people go into a cage and just fucking fight, it's one of the most gangster shit ever on television. It's something that like, it's so amazing that it's on TV. Like, you see this, and if you watch it in certain countries, it will say like, it contains like extreme violence or some shit like that.
But it's so entertaining, huh? And it's like, for whatever reason, humans are entertained by violence.
By violence, ever since back in the day. And then when somebody gets knocked out, everybody's cheering. And then somebody's on the floor,
he's dead,
gasping for air. His eyes are rolled up to the back of his head. He's stiff as shit, and with his toes like this, and everybody's like, yeah. And then the fighter's like, fuck yeah. So it's like, that's why I say it's like gladiator shit. Yeah. Motherfuckers fighting
something
and being champion and shit in front of the people and getting cheered on and loved for it.
It's something like artful. Like, it's like to see when they fight. And like it reminds me of like samurai shit. You know how like back in the day the stories of like samurais would go try to test their skills against other samurais and shit to the death type shit. And it's like a technique. You build this technique and then you go test it on other people. And it just, I don't know what it is about fighting. It's always been so interesting.
Yeah. It's a skill too. And
they're getting crazier and crazier and crazier as far as like
creatively
quality. Yeah, like
you're seeing elbows coming from everywhere.
Yeah, like the fighters nowadays are like they're starting to get trained hella early in life. They'd be like 2 years old. They're out here boxing and shit, and it's like they become animals like that. When it's what you do all day, every day.
People say that you can't start late.
It'll fuck you up. You always know it won't.
But it is possible, though. It is possible, but it's just, I think it lowers your chances of ever becoming great because like people are so ahead of you. People start at 13, 12, 10, and you're starting at 26. It's like, it's possible, but it's like.
But I just think your body is not, it's not developed specifically for that specific.
So you think people are developed for that?
Yeah, well, because your body starts doing all these moves. As a young, you know how when babies are born and they have like a deformed head, whatever the hell it is, and they put that helmet on them, to make their head round and shit. Well, because your head, you're still developing. It's easier to form than if you just let it be and then try to put that helmet on when you're 30. Shit's not gonna work. So because you're doing this shit at a young age, your body is forming to what it thinks it needs to be, because this is its world.
Yeah, but you view like, it's as far as the skills, I understand that, because when you do something thousands of times, it becomes natural to you. But I'm saying the body is not like anything special. You see these UFC like fighters, some of them are not like rip. Like
well,
crazy.
I don't mean as far as like.
But what I'm saying is, because I only say that to say that because they be taking hard shots, hard as shit to the stomach and everything, and I'm sure it hurts them and they're playing poker face. But to keep fighting and everything, it's like it's just training. I think it's training. Your body's at the peak. You train the fuck out of it. You made yourself strong, and
I'm sure genetics play a part too. But I feel like if your body develops to kicking, right? Like your hips and stuff, if all that shit develops for you, you've been kicking since you were 3 or 5 or whatever, you've been kicking, I think you'll naturally have a harder kick. Like a better technique, better kick, all that than a dude who started later on.
But it's interesting that like how every human is different. How to get knocked out, it would take like, I'm pretty sure if somebody hit, like for sure it's possible that you can get hit with the same punch that I get hit with and you go to sleep and I don't, or vice versa.
You think that, I don't know, you think that one day somebody will sleep us one day?
I don't like to put my ego into shit no more. Like, I think it's possible. I always think anything's possible. I think it's possible for me to get knocked out. When back like then, I didn't think like that. Like, I'm like, nah, fuck that. But it's just a reality. Like, it's possible. And it's just knowing that it's no longer about like, it's just about doing my best to not get knocked out and standing up to fight.
I wonder how it feels to get slapped. You just go to sleep and then wake up and you're on the floor.
We be seeing videos of people asking fighters to choke them out. And they'll be like fucking crazy. And you can see when they come to with a snap. Like a panic mode to wake up.
Oh, because their body thinks they're still
like it's almost like it's halfway shut down. And then they wake up with like hella like energy. Like your body is something that your body does.
It's defense. Like it's instinct to survive because it thinks it's still stuck in the place that it was when you originally went out.
I don't know what it is.
It's trying to escape still.
The way that they get up like crazy is for sure not good.
You remember when we were little, I remember there was this thing going around where people would pass out. Where they would I remember going to our cousin's house and I remember they would do this shit and then you would hold you would put your head down and you would hold your throat and like push in on it and then breathe hella hard. Like hella crazy.
What the heck?
And it will make you lightheaded and then you'd pass out.
Now I remember
something like that.
Yeah, something where people were like to do that for fun.
Yeah,
but I don't remember exactly what it was.
I remember it was something like that, and I remember one of the kids did it. Fucking fell, hit his head on the bed frame, bam, hella hard, and then woke up like 15 seconds later, and he's like, "What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? Like you hit your head hella hard."
Nah, I don't know. I never really like doing that stupid shit. Like. It's just
when you're kids, you do the dumb shit that people just, for whatever reason, it's just because you're kids, but you're attracted to dumb shit. That's hella dumb, man.
Yeah, like I remember a lot of kids doing drugs in elementary. It was elementary. Fremont was middle, or
it was elementary. I think when you went in there.
Yeah.
No,
was it or was it middle school?
No, it was middle school. It was middle school. I think it turned into elementary by the time we left.
Okay, let's say middle school. I think it was it middle school.
It was middle school.
It was middle school. Well, there was people taking drugs, and I remember people taking pills. And it was like there was this girl who stole pills from her mom or something. I don't know. And she came to me and she had a pill. She had a pill. And I don't know what the fuck it was. And she's like, "You want half of it?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Oh, all right, then I'll just take it." And then she took it. And then later on, I think the ambulance came and got her ass. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck she's taking, but it was a real big thing in Stockton, like pills, especially when you hear all that hyphy shit and this that type shit, you know, that Mac Dre shit. A lot of people doing pills, and it's just like pills. I've never even thought about pills. Like, there's a lot of people who love that shit. A lot of people love everything nowadays.
I forgot about all that. I forgot about the this pill.
This or that. I don't even know what the fuck that is. A lot of times, what was it, ecstasy or what? I don't fucking know.
That's what I think it would be.
I don't know, but I remember the girl. Like we were in the by the fountain, the school fountains, and she came to me. She was a friend of mine. She's like, "You want half of it?" And I was like, "No, hell no." Like I was always like smart enough to not go to the extremes, but there's a lot of people who are just curious and shit and willing to take it.
Or pressured, who are like they'll get tempted by pressure, and then they'll just take it.
Like drinking and stuff like that. I mean, it's not good, but like I remember there was a time in middle school where one of my friends, he's like he showed me he had shots. You know how they sell you shots in like small bottles? He had those, but I do remember I knew it was like some type of drink, but I didn't remember like exactly what the fuck it was. And we went to the bathroom and he gave me one and he had one. I don't remember what it was, like what brand. And I just knocked it back. He knocked his back and then he threw it in the toilet and flushed it. And I remember not feeling nothing from that though. I don't know what the fuck it was. But now that I think about it, I'm like, it's just dumb.
Just to be taking random
Just
shit.
to be taking random shit, yeah. I'd be like overly cautious all the time. Even though in my head I'm like, is this really necessary? If I'm in the car and somebody gets out, if they're driving and they get out to the store or something, I stay in the car, I lock it. If I'm eating in the car, I lock it. Because a lot of times the door stays open. I lock that shit because I'm off guard. I'm here eating and fucking enjoying Popeyes or whatever shit, and then somebody can open my door, and then fuck, I'm here. No, I gotta that lock can save your ass. So I'm always locking shit. I think it's like a certain level of being paranoid.
I mean, it probably come in clutch though one day at least.
But it's just like it's always like just a safety thing, like locking your doors at night. If somebody really wants to get in, that lock is not gonna do enough, right? But it's something, so I might as well take it.
It's enough to give you some fighting chance.
There was some time to be alert and find out. So it's worth something. But other than that, what'd you think about Kendrick? Because Kendrick dropped. And I texted you. I caught on pretty early.
How long was it? Like before you knew?
An hour.
Oh, I expected a little bit more.
You expected more?
Yeah, because
what do you?
Because I mean, I like the fact that it was 6 minutes. I like the fact that it was 6 minutes. I mean, I didn't hear maybe I think the thing that a lot of the shit that he says I don't understand.
And that's what I was going to tell you.
Because I'm not in the music thing. I'm not sure I don't understand certain little things that he hits them with. And some people, I don't know who their names are and why he's saying what, like, they don't put like Pusha T or whatever. Yeah. Like whatever he's saying, that I don't know what happened between Pusha T and Drake. So
they dissed before they were dissing each other.
And he's like, you're better off pushing him than pushing me or whatever. So I don't understand what happened there with him. And then I'm like, I didn't hear anything about J. Cole. I didn't hear nothing about that. No. Like I registered, and I would have liked something about that. The only thing that was tight when he's like, "You're probably popping ass" or something like that. I was like, "Damn."
That's funny. Yeah,
you're probably popping ass too. I was like, "Damn," because it is true. Like the one thing that he said, like he didn't like Drake, like acting hard or whatever.
He said, "I like Drake with the melodies. Yeah. I don't like Drake when he acts tough."
Yeah,
but Drake does. I've seen I believe it was him, but him painting his nails and stuff.
I just don't think Drake was brought up in the hood. Like, you don't give me like you were brought up like you're about it, like in the street. You don't come from the streets. And Kendrick, you could feel he was brought up in the street. You can hear it, you could feel it, all that. You could feel that. So I feel like when somebody who's not from the street try to act street, it never comes off as like
you can tell.
I can tell, and it's distasteful. I don't like it because like people who really are about the streets are like They're dangerous. And like, so why? There's no point of trying to pretend to be hard when you're not hard, because you're gonna come across some hard motherfuckers. And like, even though like, yeah, Drake got money, Drake got security and shit like that, but look at fucking what happens to people. Like, people be dying. Like, what's that dude from the Migos, whatever, he died. Fucking Triple X, that guy, XXX, whatever, he died. Like, people still die. So I just, and I know this is like to keep it a slight little spar match, whatever. But like, you can't overstep. You gotta watch what you say. Like,
well, it seems like, I mean, I think it's hard to tell somebody watch what you say when it's beef, you know, especially rap.
But it's not really beef, though.
Yeah, no, but it's still rap.
Yeah, I know.
So I think that's like why people are gonna talk
Kendrick
that shit.
Said, so what do you say at the end? If you something about his family, someone in your thing's gonna bleed or whatever.
Yeah, he was using Canada slang. That's why he was saying those words like crody and stuff like that.
Oh.
Apparently that's Canada slang. That's why he's saying, he was like poking fun at the slang and stuff like that. He's like, he's like, I was eating fried rice at, and he named the restaurant King Ho something like that. And because he named that restaurant, now that restaurant in Canada, the owner's hella happy because he said his business is booming now. He said everybody's coming to try the fried rice. He said everybody's coming. So it's crazy how much power, even just mentioning it in the song, now people are down there ordering it. But, what'd you think over it? Like, what'd you rate it? Overall. Like, it was underwhelming?
Probably 7.
7?
7 out of 10.
Because when I heard it, I'm like, this is going to be one of those songs that a lot of people are not going to fuck with unless you understand. Like, if you're a lyrical person. You know, I like it. I thought it was tight. I like the switch ups. I felt like he was talking more shit than Drake was. But I also feel like he could have done more. He could have done more. But I mean, it seems like, what are you really trying to do? Are you trying to go hard? Like,
it's because it goes harder when it hits hard too.
Yeah, that's what I understand. Because a lot of people were making fun of, because a lot of people are choosing sides. They're like, you're on Drake's side or you're on Kendrick's side, period. And there's people on Team Drake and shit. They got doing all the investigations and shit in the background. People got too much time. And there's people for Kendrick that are doing the same thing. But nowhere, it seems like Drake, nowhere near that level. Like, Drake's fans are hella hardcore. So they're saying, like, Kendrick, you might as well not drop nothing. Like, they're saying this shit's garbage. And, like, people are saying that if you, like, hip-hop people, well, the majority are saying that there's no way you can listen to that and say it's garbage. You know, I think the thing about Kendrick is that the one thing we can say is nobody's going to reply to a diss like that. Where he starts off and it's like calm and shit. And then the beat switches and then he goes into some other shit and the beat switches again. And then it's 6 minutes long. And then he rapping. Like, I think Kendrick could do more. It seems like he could do more. But I always see this as the long-term thing. Like, because I don't think it's over yet. So if you're playing the long game, right, you have a strategy. So do you come out full clip the first round? Or do you save some? Just, what are you going to say, right?
I think,
and then if you say something further, that's why he said, I know more shit too. Because Drake said that too. He said, I know shit too. He said, I know shit that make Gunna wanna look like a saint. And
who's that?
Gunna is somebody who, he's a rapper who was with Young Thug and them. And basically they're calling him a snitch. Because he said some things or something like that. So everybody lost respect for him. That's why Kendrick said, I know shit that makes Gunna look like a saint. Because everybody was on his ass when that happened. So it's like, and then he talked about back to back. He's like, back to back, I like that record. Which a lot of people are saying that he has ghostwriters. And Kendrick knows who wrote that song. Some people are even saying maybe Kendrick wrote that. I don't think that. But there's people who are going crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of things he said. He said, this isn't 1v1, this 1v20. He said, I'll slap your writers too. Some shit like that.
Oh, your ghostwriters?
Yeah, I'll swipe your ghostwriters too. He said, I'll kill them all. Bring them all. So it's, I think you have to be like more analytical. A lot of people just listen to it once. Oh, this shit's garbage. Drake won and shit like that. People want simplicity and catchiness, and that's what Drake did.
Yeah,
that's why Drake was like singing damn near, and I get that because it's smart to try to make shit replayable because then you win if your shit's still playing over and over and over again. Yeah. But I also feel like when it comes to rap, that's not gonna cut it.
And that's why, like, you know how when they battle rap, those battle rap guys?
Yeah.
You know how that shit don't sound good?
That shit sounds amazing. I don't know.
I don't think it sounds good, and but they talk hella shit. They talk hella shit.
You don't think it sounds good? How? I don't
know. Shit just doesn't.
Shit sounds amazing. The way that like when I hear battle rap, I'm like, this shit is so top tier, like next level. Bars.
But you put it on a beat and it shit doesn't sound.
Yeah, but it's a whole different art form. It seems like.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's a whole different thing. And battle rappers will say like, you ain't got nothing because that's really 1v1 shit.
And it's in person.
That's why a lot of people are live in front of an audience and shit.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people are like the battle rappers are like, those fucking rappers ain't shit. Like if they come over here, they get destroyed. And it might be true, but then the songwriters are like, you can't even make songs. So shut the fuck up. So like, put it on a beat. You can't do that. So it's like everybody has their own thing. But I mean, battle rap I've heard some of the best shit I've ever heard in battle rap. It's just a whole different thing. You're going for bars. That's it. When you listen to music, it's a combination of instruments and stuff like that. It's not just bars. A lot of people don't want to hear that shit. Thank you for listening to the AB podcast. You can follow us in the links below. All our social medias are linked there. If you want to buy some merch, the merch that we're usually wearing in the podcast, you can buy it as well. The link will be below.